Ah, boobs. Gotta love them. They're fun, they're squishy, and they can be sexy. Problem is that you can't show boobs in public, especially if the woman's into it, because the majority of men find them sexy and thus somehow have equated them with their penis. So, whenever there's a debate about, people, showing cleavage or going topless or even like freaking bra strap bullshit, there's all sorts of guys who go, well, that's because it's a sexual organ. You don't see me whipping my penis out and expecting everyone to be okay with it. I'm like, fucking no, dude. We're not asking to go around showing our vaginas to everyone. We're asking to show our boobs. You have the exact same thing, only with less fat on your chest, and you're allowed to show it. Like, you could have a girl who's like fucking flat chested, and you could have like a guy who's got man boobs that are so big he could probably wear a D-cup bra. But if you were to show them on television, you'd have to censor the flat-chested girl and not the big-boobed man. And here's the thing. Boobs are not sexual organs. Sexual organs are things that you have your whole life, that are used to that only people of your sex has. So now, of course, there's intersex, which kind of throws us all out the window, but I'm more talking about the strict binary terms here. So, women do not have penises or testicles. Men do not have vagina, labia, or clitoris. So, also, sexual organs are used for reproductive purposes. Penis and testicles used for reproductive purposes. Vagina, uterus, all that crap, used for reproductive purposes. Boobs? Not so fucking much. The closest they get to being used for reproductive purposes is to feed the baby after it's already been fucking born. Which, can we stop I know they're fun and sexy and stuff like that, sure, but they're so hypersexualized. Like, in other cultures, especially ones that haven't been touched by the grand Europa invasion of the world, like, especially in Africa is a great example, or hot countries where they still have tribes that haven't been, contacted. Australia's another place where that sort of thing happens. Hasn't really had huge influence of European influence. They have the clothes they're wearing is like a loincloth. They're not top, a loincloth, and that's it. Because they just see the boobs as just a bigger version of what the guys have, and when they have a baby, they can use those bigger version of what guys have to give sustenance to this new life. Like, they don't sexualize it the way we do. And the reason why we sexualize that shit, and the reason why we also sexualize butts and stuff, actually that reminds me before I'll move on, but yeah, I remember, it's like, oh, well, if your boob's not a sexual organ, then why do you mind it if I touch it or something, or if I try to force you to show it? And I'm like, dude, I've heard people say it's like if someone grabbed a name random body part without your knowing, but the thing is, look at butts. They are not sexual organs, and by the way, boobs are secondary sex characteristics, I forgot to say that. Basically things that you develop at puberty or whatever, that kind of, make it easier to differentiate between the two basic sexes, which I know there's tons of exclusions and everything else. Another thing that's a secondary sex characteristic, facial hair, an enlarged larynx, aka the Adam's apple. Trying to think of more. My mind is just... Oh yeah, enlarged thighs, butt, and hips area on women, and all this other stuff. That's also this exact same shit that boobs are. Seriously, because children are... You can totally freaking mix and match them, and they aren't set looking like one gender all the time. If you give a little boy long hair and put him in a dress, most people will mistake him for a girl, and vice versa. Anyways, moving on. Everyone agrees that butts aren't sexual organs, right? But they're sexualized, not quite to the degree of boobs, but they're still sexualized, and grabbing a person's butt is not cool. Like, so there's that same equation of whatever, except it's not as hypersexualized because, you can actually show a bare ass in public because everyone has one, and that's the thing. If everyone has it, you can show it. So, but the thing is that everyone has nipples. So why can't we show certain people's nipples? Because there's extra fat beneath them? And not even in all cases? Like, Come on, they're just fucking body parts. The fuck is wrong with you people? It's hot out. Fucking hell. Though, no, to be honest, I like wearing a bra when it's hot out because otherwise I get sweat under my boobs. It's not comfortable. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of a cold here. Anyways, yeah. So, again, just to reiterate, boobs are not sexual organs because they cannot be used for reproductive purposes, and they are not. You do not have them your entire life. They are secondary sex characteristics because they develop during puberty, and they change a child who is androgynous, except for what's in their underwear, like in their entire body's pretty androgynous, into more of whichever, whatever. And then again, and it's entirely possible for men to develop breasts without being super fat. Like, there's all sorts of hormonal things that can cause that. And in fact, if you give the right hormonal suggestions and all this other stuff, there have even been men who have been able to breastfeed. So it's not something that's 100% exclusive to women. So yeah, I'd rather look at a nice young boob than a frickin' old hairy gross thing man boob, to be honest. So, and I know most people would, so chill the fuck out, dudes. Oh, added little thing. Boobs are lopsided, so I'm just gonna throw, and have stretch marks. So if you feel like your boobs are ugly, or if you have self-esteem, or you're a guy making a girl feel like shit because she has uneven boobs and she has stretch marks on her boobs, shut the fuck up. That's just the way they are. Thanks for watching.